See this apartment complex in Haifa, which is now modern-day Israel? Here's another photo of that same building. If you look at the top balcony, you can see a resident there. Here's another photo of that same building I have from the opposite view. This apartment complex in Haifa is my grandfather's. He legally owns it. We still have the papers. However, in 1948, when Israel was created, Zionists forced my grandfather, a Palestinian, out of Haifa and stole the building from him. He fled Haifa to his hometown in the West Bank, Burin, where a lot of my extended family still lives. And Jewish settlers in the mountaintop of Yitzhar over here are trying to take my family's land in the West Bank as well. Of course, Palestinian villages are all in the valleys because Zionist settlers kicked us off the mountaintops with their M16s that they got from the United States. When people talk to me today about why I don't accept a two-state solution, aside from the fact that it's impossible to achieve with the amount of settlements in the West Bank, why should my family accept that? My grandparents and my grandparents' grandparents, and for thousands of years, my family has lived in all of that land. Aside from that, hypothetically, if there was a two-state solution, do you think it would be equal on both sides? Do you think Palestine would be allowed to have a military and intelligence agency and have equal access to the groundwater and other natural resources? It wouldn't, because ultimately the US-backed Israel would never allow that to happen. It's very hard not to see the similarities between what Palestinians are being forced to endure and what happened in 1950s Jim Crow South. Separate but equal doesn't work. It's never worked because it's never been equal. So what's the alternative that I and a lot of other people are suggesting? One land for all people, equal rights, right of return. Centuries, Muslims and Jews and Christians all coexisted on that land before the racist Zionist movement took foothold in the Middle East. The premise of a Jewish-only state that strips Palestinians of their rights and land is in of itself a racist endeavor. There's a letter that Albert Einstein wrote in 1946 that I think sums this up perfectly. I'm in favor of Palestine being developed as a Jewish homeland, but not as a separate state. It seems to me as a matter for simple common sense that we cannot be given the political rule over Palestine where 2/3 of the population are not Jewish. What we can and should ask is a secured binational status in Palestine with free immigration. It's difficult for me to grasp that our Zionists are taking such an intransigent position that can only impair our cause. Very truly yours, Albert Einstein.